And hello, everybody. We're on Facebook Live now. It's the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. There's our guests, and there's some others. There's Lou over here. He's in the back. He's got a little boy down in that chair. You can bring it up higher if you like. And Brian Nolfo here to take pictures. Kimberly Knight is here to take pictures. Support Ron Knight, Gary Anthony, as Neil Portnoy and Tom Hillary, Lou Gazzara, Kimberly. We got a big show for you today. On the phone will be Susie Malone.
We're going to have to reduce the amount of cousins you have in Florida that you shout out to today.
I'm just going to say my cousins in Florida and not
Leave
their
it at
names.
that.
Love my cousins in Florida.
Emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous
Send a message to my girl.
yes, free electricity from
My
the sun.
girlie.
Whether it's wildfires, dangerous
How'd the
weather,
second
power
Tuesday
grid
go?
issues, or
We had
just
55
getting off the
people to
grid,
read it.
you'll
It
never
was-
have
it was
to
great.
Good job. Good job.
Next month is our big one. Joey Malati,
Radio listeners get
keys,
over $700
Ian
in
Martinez
free
singing,
off-the-grid
John
bonuses today.
Weedle.
Wiedemar's fantastic.
It's going to be nice.
To learn more and check
He's the best.
availability.
I've met him.
That's
He's quite a player.
mysolarbackup.com.
I think he's the best
Look for
guitarist
free
in
report.
Vegas.
I think so,
Crisis
too.
avoidance.
Steve
is.
Lee is good,
Absolutely sure.
but I think John
And
just
medicines
is
stay safe and
very
cool
innovative.
in any power outage.
Agreed.
Yours free at mysolarbackup.com.
Yeah, I got Steve in the lead for my.
Steve is great. He's been Portnoy, Steve. You wouldn't believe how many calls I get. How come I'm not Portnoy? Well, there's 3.5
We start the
million
show.
people in the
Here it
city.
is.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Las Vegas rocks all around the clock. Las Vegas rocks 'cause this town never stops. Las Vegas rocks all around the clock 'cause this town never stops. Las Vegas rocks.
It's the Las Vegas Rocks radio show, the show before the show. Join us for a fast-paced hour of celebrity interviews and entertainment news. And now, here's Ron.
Las Vegas rocks.
And welcome, everybody, to the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. I'm Ron Garrett, your host, right here on AM 670 KMZQ. Join me and the famous illustrated to the stars, the magnificent one himself, Mr. Neil Portnoy. Hello, Neil.
Hello, Ron.
How you doing? The man who wants to know, have you been Portnoyed? That's you. You Portnoyed yourself now.
Somebody asked me if I did myself. I said, no, I
No, you Portnoyed yourself. There's no question about that.
Yeah, you don't want to make that mistake.
Along with our co-host Neil Portnoy, is executive producer and movie maker Tom Hillary. Hello, Tom.
Hey, Ron.
How you doing? Your movie's out there. We're all watching it. We're trying to run up the numbers, so they'll send you a big fat check, Tom.
I appreciate that, man. I
You know,
need that.
you
Because
can
I'm looking at you rich doing this. You know that.
Yeah, well, it's not working.
It's not working so far. Well, why watch the movie some more? Looks can kill. On
Not
TV.
working. Not working. So, anyway.
You think
Also,
if I Portnoy him, that might help sales? Or
no.
No.
go down. I was asking for a friend.
Let's also welcome to the studio the Sir of Soul and Rock and Roll, international entertainer Ron Knight. Hello, Ron.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
We're going to be talking to you. The next to him is the best Sinatra in the country, singer, entertainer, Mr. Gary Anthony.
Hello, Ron.
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
Excellent.
Sitting in the queue over here, in the green room, in a red chair, is the Mr. Vegas. Mr. Vegas. We can go with Mr. Vegas, Lou, because we don't use Las. Mr. Vegas, the heir to the throne, the master of the cruise lines, Vegas headliner, Lou Gazzara. He'll be on the show in just a little bit. He's in the back watching everything, and we'll bring him out. Don't have enough microphones, Can't put everybody on at once. It's interesting that way. Also on the phone, a special treat, the queen of magic burlesque, the stunning Susie Malone. Wow.
What is magic burlesque? I mean, I know what burlesque is because I'm in Vegas. But
She makes her clothes disappear while she's on stage.
Would you like me to tee it up a little higher next time? That would be good.
That's pretty good, but that's what it means. That's it. Also, let's go to the shout-outs right now. Hello to Tammy Morelli, my sweetheart. She's at home listening. Hello, honey, I love you. PJ Gia Maria, just off neck surgery. Hey, PJ, we hope you're doing well. He had neck surgery last week on Tuesday. He's going to be in a brace for a while, poor guy.
I had it done. C5.
He said C2 or C3, something like
It's
that.
very low in the back of the neck.
What does that mean?
There's C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
something like that.
Can I see?
No, I have a little scar, but everything worked out. I just can't drive a NASCAR because you got to keep turning left.
You can't. NASCAR. Yeah, okay. Anyway, PJ, get well soon. Jerry Walker up in Reno with my friend Marty Carmel having the Marty party tonight. He brings out the lobster and the shrimp, and he starts a barbecue, and he listens to the radio show and watches it on Facebook Live, which is great. Tommy Ronca in Maricopa, Arizona. Hello, Tommy. Sonny Tice, we want to say hello to Sonny. She was the lead singer of a group called the Mark III back in the day. Janet Conway in New Jersey. Janet Conway is close to Jersey. She is Gene Ferrari's promotion person.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Gene. You probably do.
Yes.
Gene Ferrari. We're looking forward to his return. Also, I have a plug here for Patty Powers. You know Patty, Neil?
I do not.
Patty Powers is a great singer, entertainer. She's with Dave Marinelli on March 19th in the new Vegas room for a dinner show at 6:30 and showtime at 8 p.m.
It's the new Vegas room,
Well, remember the Vegas room became the Nevada room?
right?
Well, now it's they got the Nevada room and the Vegas room.
Correct. So this is
So they have
the
two
new-
rooms?
Two rooms.
Two rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Patty Powers is going to be appearing in the new Vegas room. I guess he remodeled it or something.
Well, that's the big room. They have a lounge area
Mm-hmm.
at the bar, and then they have the big room. So it must be the big room.
Well, you go there. You go, Patty. We're waiting to see the show, and we'll have you on soon. Showtime 8 o'clock on March 19th. My cousin's in Florida.
Here we go.
Frankie. Susie. I'm going slow just for you. Richard. Diane and Michelle. And
On the left coast.
On the East Coast, it's Buddy Caputo and Lou Rosano.
Oh,
Okay, on the East
everybody's
Coast.
name ends in a vowel.
That's right. Also, the Go Live Vegas app, folks, Raquel and Aaron Eligas, thank you for carrying us on your network. Our photographer, Brian Nolfo. Hey, Brian, he's back there. Kimberly Knight is in the room right now. She's taking pics, and we're going to, everything that Ron doesn't know, we'll ask Kimberly. We'll get that worked
You
out.
might as well ask her everything. I know nothing.
Mark Thomas behind the board. Hey, Mark, you can listen to him on KMZQ, AM 670, every morning, Monday through Friday, between 6 and 9. Listen to his show. And, oh, yes, Barbara Brighton. Let's say hello to Barbara. Neil, you want to say hello to Barbara?
Okay, there we go.
Okay, you said hello. Barbara Brighton, she's doing well. She's got a few gigs. She just had a good show over
Yeah.
one
Yes.
of the theaters talking about her life and her
Right.
career.
It was 50 years.
50 years?
Yeah.
She's not that old, is she?
No, she
No,
could have
no.
done a 70-year-old party.
She's in love with a friend of mine, Jan Murray's son, Howard.
Howard Murray. He was on the show by radio,
How old is he?
by the phone.
How old is he? 38?
Who, Howard?
Yeah,
No, Howard. 71 years old.
that's too old. for
71
Barbara.
years old, right?
Yeah. No, she loves it, man. She loves it.
Anyway, so hello, Barbara, out there. And yeah, we've had Howard on the show. He had nothing to say, though. I got to tell you the truth. Remember when he was on you?
I do.
You know, I'd say, hey, Howard, how you doing?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he got there, though, but he's a nice guy.
Well,
Yeah,
because of him, we have the moment of silence for Barbara.
For Barbara, but he was great. Anyway, so we're going to take a break now and come back and start talking to everybody. Up first, we're going to listen to Ron Knight and his version of B.B. King's The Thrill Is Gone. Let's
That's
listen
right.
to that. We'll go to break, and we'll be right back.
All right, mics are off.
I'm not getting the show. You got it on your feed?
Someone said bring them on camera.
Oh, that they put that up there, but I'm not getting the show.
Carol Jordan
I've got
is
people
watching.
watching on this.
Yeah,
They
hello,
are?
you
Do you have it
talented
on your
people.
phone?
Yep, Mark Maynard's watching.
We're good then.
Bring them on camera.
Oh, they always put that.
So they are watching.
Yeah,
And Barbara
that's-
said,
that's
thank
right.
you for lovely shout
All
out.
right, so everybody's on. Tom will me to it. I get it. Okay, we're on now. I see it.
Guys and gals,
When we come back, we'll start with you to tell us about that song. We are on now.
Hair restoration without side effects, right?
Hair restoration, wait a minute.
Whoa, call Neil for that.
Need any more cuts from this disc?
Cue up the other one. Eight, well, maybe we'll get
to
to it.
stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicles.
He said restoration, not recreation.
Clinical hair restoration laser that's proven to regrow hair. To Neo-Graft hair transplants that offer discreet, natural-looking results in a week or less with no linear scarring. All of these services are administered by doctors of hair-caring medical professionals, experts at understanding how devastating hair loss can be at any age.
Yeah, you look like you had
Treatments
a
work
great
for
time.
both men and women wanting a natural, thicker head of hair without
I'll be
side
going back
effects.
several times.
Doctors of Hair. Call now. 702-751-0086. That's 702-751-0086. Or online at doctorsofhair.com.
Doctors of Hair. Now you know.
I'm attorney Paul Powell. If you get hurt in a crash, did you know your lawyer can take more money than you? You get hurt and the lawyer gets rich. Not very fair, is it? I promise never to take more money than you.
Paul Powell, more lawyer, less fee.
Some restrictions apply.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission to have more people sign up as organ, eye, and tissue donors. What drives her? Roxanne received a heart
Susie will be
transplant
first at
made
15.
possible by an
She
organ
ought to be
donor.
on for
I
that.
decided that day to devote myself to signing up the most people in the United States. That's
Yeah,
my
I got a
goal.
question for
Now
Susie.
she's a powerful force for
Supposed to be
good.
tied
What
up
could
with
you
Magic
make
Castle
possible as an
somehow?
organ, eye, and tissue donor?
What's it, when we come back to you, Tom, I'm gonna have you do a bit and then switch out with Lou.
U.S.
All
Department
right.
of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
After Susie.
Inspiring stories that are part of the American life.
10 seconds.
United on Our American Stories. Everyone has a story to tell. And master storyteller Lee Habib tells them on AM 670 KMZQ.
There's no other place like Las Vegas to see.
And we're back on the Las Vegas Rocks Radio Show. I'm Ron Garrett, your host on AM 670 KMZQ on a good-looking Saturday evening right here in Las Vegas. With us, you know Tony Sacker? That's his song.
Yeah, I knew Tony's. Yeah,
I'm talking to Ron Knight, everybody.
I was surprised that he had passed away.
Yeah, and that's his music, and
Yeah.
his wife, Josette, allows us to play it.
Yeah, he was still married to Josetta, right?
He was, yeah, and she has she authorized me to do it. It's their song, so.
Is she in Vegas or is she up in?
She lives in L.A. now.
LA.
She comes back and forth, though.
Okay.
She really does. So let me talk to Ron Knight. Tell everybody who's here. First of all, Ron Knight is from Newark, New Jersey, and also Newcastle, South Wales. On top of that, you lived
That's
there for a
right.
few years, didn't you? With
25.
And is that where you met the beautiful Kimberly?
Yes, we met about.
She's
About
taking
30 years
She's
ago.
taking the picture in the back of my head right now.
I like how you used the generic term, about 30 years.
Well, it was about 30 years.
About 30 years
Because
ago.
I'm only 29. See, so
That's right.
That's what I was confused about.
So you have 8 family members, 4 sisters, and 3 brothers.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, my brothers have passed. You might remember one of my brothers. He was in a group called Arthur Knight and the Ketones.
Mm-hmm.
And they had their first hit in the 50s called Seven Wonders of the World and A Fool in Love.
We're going to come back to more of that. Next to you is sitting there, the greatest Sinatra in the history of mankind. According to Carol Joan. Right?
You got that right, baby.
That's right. You bet. You are. And we're going to talk to you a little bit here. Where did I put you anyway? Oh, here you are. You were a teen idol.
Oh, yeah.
A teen idol. You had hit records back in the day. And you've also sold out the IAC on the 16th. You're going to be appearing at the Italian American Club this coming Wednesday.
Yeah, this coming Wednesday. It's going to be great. I just found out when I text you. I found out later it was sold out.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know when I texted you.
You know, there's always room for one more. We'll probably sell another ticket. You know?
That's when Benny will put that little table up in front, and all of a sudden 12 people come in and sit down. Yeah.
That's right. Next to Gary Anthony is the magnificent one himself, Mr. Neil Portnoy. Neil, good to see you again. Thank you for being the co-host. Tell us, you're leaving next week. You're not going to be here.
Yeah,
Lou,
the gallery will be closed. Lou's going to take over. and
Lou's
do
going
a
to sit in for you.
Phenomenal job. I'm going to be on the cruise ship this time, taking Lou's spot. I'm not singing, but I'm taking his spot on the cruise ship, and he's taking my spot in
Let me
the
ask you
studio.
this: are you going to bring some art, some markers with you?
Yeah,
and some-
I always have a marker with me.
So you think you'll be able to be on the side of the ship?
Yeah, I'll be drawing at dinner. I'll be drawing at breakfast.
Everywhere?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll find 3 Mexicans on the place I'm going, and I'll draw them. And yeah,
3 Mexicans, not 4?
no,
Just 3. Okay.
I have a
You go,
limit.
where you going?
Cabo.
Cabo. How nice.
Cabo San Lucas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Next to Neil is the movie maker, a guy with a movie currently you can see. We hear a lot about movies, Tom, but this one you can actually watch.
You actually know I'm really making a movie.
Yeah, I was
There's
surprised.
a plot to it, too.
I was surprised.
Yeah. You're in shock. Have you got over it, Ron?
Well, when I started playing the movie, the first credit that comes up is written by Tom Hillary, and I made sure. I said, "Wait a minute, is that spelled right?"
Yeah, that guy.
and then you had your logo at the beginning of the movie as well, the Starlight Production logo, and then also executive producer Tom Hillary, which means you're the guy who sent the money overseas to make that movie in England. Am I right?
That's the hard part, yeah. Executive
Yeah.
producer means they sent the money in.
So you can see. Tell us how do I get to watch your movie at the audience right
Very,
now?
very simple. Go to tubetv.com if you're on a computer. and-
It's free, by the way.
Yes, you can get on there. It doesn't have to cost you out of pocket until you buy something.
Mm-hmm.
And go for Looks Can Kill.
Looks can kill.
Looks Can Kill, yeah. It's a story about abuse and how abuse can turn somebody either into being a protector or being like a serial abuser. And how you got to make that choice in life if you had that bad experience.
I don't want to give away the plot, but it's a photographer wants to kill all these girls. That's pretty much what it's about, isn't it?
Somebody wants to.
Somebody wants
The
to.
question is who. You have,
Who
to go,
it is.
you have to go to the end of the movie to find out.
Yeah, well, he doesn't get caught, though. He's walking off into the sunset.
He's walking off in the dark, actually, but well, he doesn't
Well-
get caught because he didn't do anything really
Well,
wrong.
you know, when you set your clocks ahead tonight, he'd be walking off into the
I
sunset.
think that's right.
By the way,
Yep.
set your clocks ahead, everybody.
Don't forget. And
Yeah, everybody.
Get some extra time, huh?
Yeah.
And we got Honey Trap going into production in May.
And what else after that?
Oh, come on, man. How far ahead do you want me to go over here?
Until
I
you
gotta
haven't-
pay for these things, Ron.
Until you have no more money left in your bank account.
Okay, another 3 movies. Gotcha.
Okay, back to
But we'll
Gary.
get Rich over here. Got it.
Back to Gary and Neil. Yeah, Neil.
I was going to say.
You got something to say?
I do, always. The
Surprise.
reason they're walking off into the dark is for the sequel.
Ah, the sequel.
Because there will be a sequel, correct, Tom?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Gary Anthony, I have you hand me this. You got a lot of things going here. You got Gary Anthony, Rebecca Clark, Doug Church. Doug Church's Salute to the Stars, The Way We Were. September 12th. We're way out on this one.
Yeah,
aren't we?
that one I'm just now announcing.
You're just now announcing. You're going to be appearing at the Blue Gate Music Hall in Shipshewana.
Shipshewana. Yeah.
Ship.
Ship.
Yeah, say
Ship.
it that way. Shipshewana.
Shipshewana.
I want it sometimes.
Indiana.
You know, sometimes in the morning.
That's in Indiana?
Yeah, that's
Is there like a big city near it, or?
Gary, Indiana, of course.
Oh, okay, there
Okay.
you go.
Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana.
Oh, man.
So let me ask you quickly, the show that you got coming up at the IAC on Wednesday,
Yes.
what is the show about? Talk about the show. Obviously, you can't get tickets, you are sold out.
Yes.
What's the show?
Well, my tribute to the fabulous man, Frank Sinatra. It's going to be my theater performance rather than just you see me hanging around town, singing around. Nobody's ever saw my theater performance because I'm never performing my show here in Vegas. But this will be the first round.
Nice.
And everybody, I've got some great people coming in the business that know me but never saw me as doing Frank Sinatra on a stage.
So you do more than Frank, though. You have a great voice all on your own.
Yeah, thank you.
And I have one of your newest song ready to go here in just a few minutes.
Oh,
But
okay.
voiced on the phone is the queen of burlesque magic, the showstopper in her own right, the beautiful, exciting, and sexy Susie Malone. Let's talk to Susie. Bring her in. Hello, Susie.
Hello.
You hear?
Hi, how are you?
Do you hear I
can
had?
hear you. Can you hear it?
Yes, I can. Do you hear your music in the background here?
I actually could. That's awesome.
Susie, tell us what's coming up. You have 2 different shows coming up next weekend for the 17th through the 20th and the 18th through the 19th. Give us the fill-in on that. And by the way, let me say this. Susie Malone had a great show. La Magique Fantastique at the Bally's when I was there with Tony Sacca and Wayne Newton, the Bronx Wanderers, Frederick Da Silva, and Solid Gold Soul, and Susie Malone. It was a great show,
It was
Susie.
fun times. Thank you.
So give us a fill-in on what's coming up.
So I had the great pleasure of guest starring next week in two fabulous shows at Alexis Park. First of all, from the 17th through to the 20th, which is Thursday through to Sunday, I'll be headlining in the wonderful Burlesque Q show at Alexis Park at 9:30. And then on the Friday and Saturday night, I'll be performing in the Late Night Magic show at 11 p.m. with all those talented magicians. So I'm so looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to seeing the shows myself and being a part of it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to having you back in Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to you being on the Las Vegas Rocks radio show live on camera next Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun, along with Lou co-hosting, filling in for Neil. And we also have on another great star. I'll think of it in a minute. Old age is getting to me. But I can't wait to see the show, Susie. I can't wait to see you here.
Frankie Pace.
I know,
Frankie
me
Pace.
too.
You know, and it's a terrific show, and everybody needs to see this. I've never seen anything like it before. And Susie produced it at Bally's, and it was amazing. It was wonderful. And we'll see some more. Tom?
Yeah, Susie, I got a quick question. I was doing some show prep here. Did I see correctly that you've been associated with the Magic Castle out in California?
I've been there a few times. I haven't actually performed there myself yet.
Okay.
But I know a few of the magicians that are friends of mine, so I'll usually sort of pop over and see how they're doing, go grab a show. And yeah, I actually live literally 1 block away here in Hollywood from it.
Fantastic. You're probably being modest here, but just to let everybody know, the Magic Castle is the most exclusive venue in LA County.
It is.
Literally the most, I mean, more so than the Polo Lounge, more so than anything people usually hear about. You need reservations. You got to be a day or two in advance. You got the best magicians in the world right there. So, I mean, if you're traveling that circle, you are darned impressive.
Well, we're looking forward
with
to
your magic too. I mean,
we're looking forward to our show next week. Susie, we have a fellow country woman here with us. Kimberly Knight is from what is it, Kimberly? I have it here written.
Australia.
New South. I'm looking for the city.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, South Wales. How far away is that from
Newcastle, New South Wales.
New South Wales?
Yeah, I know exactly where she's from. So I am from Sydney. So Newcastle is about a 2-hour drive away from me. So, but I perform there quite a bit. Newcastle is great. I have friends that live up there. It's a great part of town.
Okay, great. We have a lot going on. The people from Oz, right? Down under people. Susie, thank you so much for calling in. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Looking forward to seeing you next week.
Right, and we're going to have some fun with it. It's going to be great. You're the greatest, and I appreciate the call. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. See you next week.
I'll see you soon, Susie.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye-bye. It's going to be a great show over there at Alexis Park, I'm sure of it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time with it. We're going to take a break right now. And we're going to go to break with a song by Gary Anthony called After Today. Let's listen to that, and we'll be right back with more. Yes,
My father wrote that song.
Your father wrote it. Well, you got a very talented family.
Okay, all clear.
Oh, clear.
After today, my heart will have to mend.
Barbara Brighton said hello to everybody.
Hello, Barbara.
Marlene Selenius.
We shared is through.
Lou.
I'll always have the moments that we knew. After today,
Nice shot out there for
I'll pass
the
you on the street.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
I tried. Nod my hellos.
That's the only place
but never stop my feet. My heart may ache, but honey, that's alright. I'll keep this ache in my heart out of sight.
Break.
If you like sitting around the porch or dinner table sharing stories with friends, that's what we like to do.
All right.
At Our American Stories.
Good.
I'm Lee B.
Good. Good show so far.
Barbara said, love you all.
Oh, we love Barbara.
Oh, it's great, Lou. It's right here on you, the bar.
The razor break over during a cruise trip.
If you don't sit on something that goes across.
I know, I was having trouble at first getting the photos of people not having it in their face.
There's a child in Kenya, or Sierra Leone, or India, or Bolivia,
going
who you could connect with.
Cruise Tuesday.
And through Child
One
Fund,
day.
it's possible. We may be thousands of miles apart, but we can still connect with each other. And when we do, we make things better. We connect children all around the world with what they need to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. That's what Child Fund is about.
1 minute.
Together, we co-create, support, and sustain connections that lead to greater well-being for millions of children who live in poverty worldwide. And their families.
No, not in there. No, that's not a girl right there.
And their countries.
We both went to
Join us. Together, we make the world
She's like, you're my sister. I'll be your sister. We went to McDonald's. At least dance school in Australia. Like, we're sisters.
Visit Child Fund
Stand by.
to learn more.
30.
So what news do you watch?
30 seconds.
Watch them all just to see.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about the Saturday, June 11th show. Where's Ron? Ron's got, let's go with Ron's coming up still.
Sterling Club.
Signs of Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation can help you learn more and even find a specialist. Don't keep your symptoms to yourself. Get help at spillyourguts.org.
And we're back once again on the Las Vegas Rocks Radio Show on Saturday evening, right here in beautiful Las Vegas. The station is right on the Strip, everybody, right across the street from Mandalay Bay on Four Seasons Drive. Gary Anthony, you've got another show we want to talk about, not counting. You got so many shows. You got the one coming up at the IAC.
Right.
And then here's the next one after that, Saturday, June 11th.
June 11th.
June
yes.
11th at the Sanders Winery. Is that a good place? I haven't been out there yet.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. This has been my 7th year there.
Here's what they say about you right now. Hailed by the critics, his voice, his mannerisms, likeness, and gracious style, Gary Anthony's tribute has become the most requested reincarnation of Frank Sinatra ever, and that was written by you. You know, so we love that. We love that. And let me go to Ron for a minute, because I want to, before I talk to Lou, I want to plug your show at the Sterling Club.
Yes.
On April 29th. What are you going to be doing?
Well, you know, Dionne Warwick has rented out the room I was normally playing in.
Back up on that. She rented out the room. We're getting some information here, Neil.
Four walls.
She four-walled it.
She four-walled the room. And I think she's done it for 13 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but the room that they moved me to, I'm actually enjoying much better than I did the big room.
So what room is this now? It's in the bar?
It's the lounge. The lounge bar. It's
Very nice.
It's very.
Did you lose the sound there or something?
There you go.
It's very nice bar. People sit up close. You know, it's like entertaining in your house.
I spent a lot of money in that bar.
Did you?
When I was running the Sahara, the entertainment department.
Yeah.
It's right down the street. It was $2,000 to join, and you had to spend $600 a month.
Well, now guess what it is? It's $4,000 to join.
Okay, good. Then you probably have to $1,200 a month. Now there was you had to spend the money.
Yeah, that's right.
Or they would bill you. So everybody knew that. So I would get bills for $2,600 instead of $600. People are buying drinks on me all night long. It was a lot of fun, though.
Wow. The other thing is that I wanted to make everybody aware that we also have a show coming up, which is probably on your guide there, and that is we have a show coming up at the library, the East Library.
The one on Flamingo?
Yes.
That's a beauty.
In that'll be the 4th of July weekend, 2nd and 3rd, where we're having Mr. GQ. We're also having the OG, the pageant.
Anybody else with initials you might have on that show? You got Mr. GQ and Mr. OG.
Yeah, me, and RK for me.
And RK for you.
And RK for me. But no, we're busy. You know, I'm going along with Gary. You know, musicians, they have work forever. It's just whether they want to focus on it and do what they need to do.
Can't wait to see your new shows coming up.
No worries. nice, buddy.
You got great reputation. People just love you. They tell you you're one of the best singers in the city.
Well, I have a good time. You know, I just have a good time.
And
If
I
you have a
heard
good
that
time-
from your wife. She just told
You
me.
did?
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
she-
how would you? Wow. You had a pen in there. You just needed to stick that pen, didn't
That's
you?
okay. This is the Johnny Carson Show, not 60 Minutes,
I
so we're
heard
going to
that.
have a good time.
Well, that's even better.
Why don't you, Gary, lend Neil your mic. We're going to be talking with Neil and Lou here right now, if you don't mind. Hey, Lou.
How's it going?
Do we have Lou on camera? Let me see. Yeah, we do. There he is.
On camera.
There he is.
I'm
Lou,
not decapitated. I'm sitting on the cushion.
it's so good to see you.
Thank you. Same here.
You haven't been around for a while. You've been on all those cruises and everything
Yeah, just
else.
a little bit of touring. Got to make money, right?
Well,
Yeah.
give us a little rundown. I watched Black Tie Vegas.
Yeah, we've been
I did.
we did a few episodes from the high seas. It's been intermittent. It's tough to do from a distance, as you know. Being in the studio here, there's nothing like it. The live energy, everything else. But we did mix a few amazing episodes on the road. Some of them were the most highest views that we had. And we just filmed another one from Princess Live, which on Princess ships they have their own television studio in-house with a live audience, and we're able to bring guests in from there. Actually just featured Leo Rossi, who was a major tour manager to tons of stars, from Fleetwood Mac to Led Zeppelin, you name it, just everybody under the sun. Great guests, and we had a lot of fun.
Lou, is that something you might look into? Because you intrigued me when you said they have an on-board studio. Could you pitch them on the idea of Black Tie Vegas featuring Lou Gazzara and do your show in studio featuring the entertainment as well as yourself that's aboard ship during that time? I think that would be something that fans would absolutely love to do.
That's what we just did, yeah.
So is this something that you're doing
Well,
other than your show?
Yeah, it's still called Black Tie Vegas. They're just allowing me to do it from Princess
Yeah, he's been
Live
doing it from
at
Princess
sea.
Live, yeah.
That's great.
We filmed a few episodes. Obviously, we can't do every episode there if I'm not on that particular ship with that venue. But I mean, it's nice to be able to get a few underneath, the belt there and be able to either do it like next week or whatever. Have just when you go on vacation yourself, you got to have some sort of backup plan. I mean, it's just understood.
I think it's a great idea.
He wants to do your show when he's on his way down there.
Yeah, I'll do cartoons.
I've already sent all the charts. It'll be your,
You're not getting me to sing. Michael Grimm did that on his show. Michael had me at the house.
No, we don't
He's
want
got a studio.
to. We don't want to hear you sing.
Yeah, you don't.
No,
Trust
we
me, you
don't.
do not.
We want to hear Lou sing, though.
I take a shower and I start singing, the water turns off.
But we want to hear Lou sing, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, let's do that right now. Go ahead.
You know I can be found
Elvis Presley medley.
all alone. If you can come around, at least please telephone. Don't be cruel.
Don't be cruel.
To a heart that's true.
Amazing.
Now, baby, if I made you mad for something I might have said,
What'd you say?
please let's forget the past.
Nice.
Well, the future looks bright ahead. Don't be cruel.
Don't be cruel.
To a heart that's true. I don't want no other love. Baby, it's just you I'm thinking of. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
I'll do it with you. And the hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never been a friend. You ain't no friend of mine.
Well, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie.
How pure is that voice?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You are Lou, but there's a lot of Elvis right there. You know?
Well, I've never been an impersonator or full-on tribute act. The closest I got to that was Vegas the Show. I mean, 3 years in a row with Frank, Tom Jones, Elvis, you name it. But when you're doing someone iconic like Elvis Presley,
Yeah, but
and
you
doing
still
his
got to have the
music,
voice, Lou, and you got the voice.
you either do a full recreation or you do a nod, the essence, and you try to capture what that person did for their own live audience and give those like little nuances.
I mean, I'm listening to the song. I thought it was Elvis.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
how good that was.
I think it's better than
It
Elvis,
is
frankly.
better.
I do.
Sounds great.
I do. You're better than.
I'm gonna tell Elvis.
You're better than Frank.
I'm gonna tell Elvis.
Oh, I love you.
That you said that. I'm gonna tell Elvis.
You gonna tell Elvis?
Yeah.
You're gonna see him anytime
That ain't
soon?
right, man.
Actually, we're running a little special deal. If they want to hear that track and more, I've got my album's Musical Love Affair. It's a 2-disc set along with This Is Christmas. I know it comes back in style every year, even though we're getting ready for summer. But we're doing a special online. Just go to LouGazzara.com, and a portion of those proceeds we were doing already to the St. Jude's Children's Ranch that's right here in Las Vegas, but now we're also going to be doing Abundance International untitled.org, which directly helps and benefits the 2 orphanages there in Ukraine as well. So if they want to purchase some CDs,
I don't know if you want to talk about any of this, but you do have a situation where your wife's family.
Yeah, and we mentioned that last week when I called in, and thank you for giving me that time, that platform. I understand that we like to keep it light here and have fun, but you know, it is a serious issue, and so many of our entertainers are not only Ukrainian, but also Russian as well. A lot of people see in the news and they want to think Russia bad, Ukraine good. The politics and all of that, the people at the top making these types of decisions usually are never the mindset of the masses that are out there. We've had outreach from so many friends that are, you know, born and raised in Russia, but they've been here. They've been part of the circus, so to speak, the Las Vegas
I was going to say
crew.
that. They're all in the Cirque shows.
So, I mean, to really find your family and have family on both sides of the line, so to speak, I mean, border of the 2 countries, it's really ridiculous to think that anybody really wants it.
Are your wife's mother and father still there?
They're still in Sumy City, which is a very easternmost city near the Russian border.
Right there.
They are surrounded by Russian troops. They said these green corridors are possible avenues to get out. They haven't been able to be trusted up to this time. The situation's obvious. I mean, I don't want to sound like Fox or CNN or anybody, but obviously it's a very delicate situation, and then we're monitoring it closely, especially she's in touch with her family, thankfully still every day. Her brother and his family were able to get to the western part of the country, but they're not sure what they'll do there or for how long. No one wants to be really out of the country, because now you are at the whim of the help of everyone else, which Ukrainian people don't want that. They're one of the hardest working people that I know, especially from my time cruising and being on the ships, and no matter what position, whether it's entertainment or other. And they want to get back to life, want to get back to working again and not being bombed and bombarded.
Once again, do that website where we can send some money to help out.
That would be abundanceinternational.org. It's truly vetted. It's sincere. It's not spam of any kind. The owner of these 2, or I should say the starter of these 2 orphanages over there in Ukraine, this nonprofit, is from Las Vegas. And he's done an amazing job to help kids, mainly with special needs as well over there. But they're just running out of supplies, as you can imagine. And but they are working with safe corridors, I guess, for humanitarian efforts to try to get these supplies in there. But it's not just food, it's also medical equipment. A lot of these kids have special needs, like I said, and they need extra stuff that's just not readily available at these times.
You're going to be hosting this show next week with me, right?
I'm going to try my best.
Frankie Pace is going to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Susie Malone.
Nice.
So it should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. What do you got coming up next locally? Anything, Lou?
You know, I haven't announced any dates yet, but I just got back into town. I've got to go over and see Ben one night. I think I'm going to go over. If I don't catch your show this week, I'm going to try to catch Steve McCoy, or I know Frank Shint is over there.
Gary was on the phone to Ben when he walked into the studio.
We're always on the phone with Ben, right?
Yes, we are.
That's Benny.
Yeah.
Benny.
Most likely, I think a show will be right back there. Probably not this month coming up. I'm taking just a few weeks. Presley's coming into town for spring break, so we're going to hang out and have some family time for once. But probably either next month in April or even in May. But we're going to make it a big to-do. It's time to get some new footage. We want to introduce some new songs that we've worked out, and it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to get some live studio
Here's what
audience
I want to
as
know.
well.
Here's what's important to me. Beard or no beard?
You know, I haven't clean shaven since probably Christmas time.
Which way is it gonna be?
You know, it's
up to
a
you.
scruff. It is what it is.
We're gonna go to a break right now, Lou. That's great. It's great. We're gonna go to a break. We'll be right back with more. We're gonna hear about Lamb over at the Portnoy Gallery. Gary's gonna give us the final word on what he's got going on, and more with Ron Knight. Right now, here's Benny Goodman. Sing, sing, sing. Definitely public domain.
Yes.
All right, I'll play.
Yeah, what's that?
Ron. That was so good.
Ron. Yeah, what was that? Bobby's hoax.
I described your tone.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, but I walked in. I just love it.
at the school.
Oh, yeah. So you have to bring Presley. You bring him back. We can do our show.
Find a day. Well, tonight through through the 21st.
I heard that, but I was a kid.
And we're in break.
My father had a big band.
Neil, we come back. And go ahead and any questions from these guys right after you promote Wham. Okay?
You name it. From regular maintenance to
We're doing good. We haven't lost the signal. People are still watching the show.
Still watching?
Yeah, we're gonna have a good number this week.
I was like, are you kidding me?
I know.
We didn't pull out.
Yeah, I am.
See, this year,
Where's Tom? I'm right here, Dave.
this tells us how many people are watching right now in real time.
Okay.
So there's you. Yeah. Okay, I'm bringing you back on after this. You know what I'm doing. We gotta do this. We gotta.
REPLRSMITH.com code quote.
Yeah, then I went away. I went away, and then somebody contacted
You know
me.
what?
It was 5 years ago, by the way.
Yeah,
Time flies.
It was a great show.
Everybody having fun so far?
Absolutely.
You good?
If you're not, suck it up.
Getting enough airtime? It's only an hour, goes fast.
30 seconds. As far as right or wrong place for wrong night.
30 seconds.
You do anything about it, Ron? Sorry.
His wife said the same thing, don't worry about it.
No, we got you in there good, Gary.
Oh, perfect. That's all that counts, right? That's right.
Kimberly said the same thing, there's nothing I can
That's
do
all that
wrong.
matters.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back once again to the Las Vegas Rocks Radio Show. I'm Ron Garrett, your host, along with co-host Neil Portnoy. Hey, Neil.
Hey, Ron.
You're making a lot of noise over there at the gallery. No, not in the show, at the gallery, with your wine, art, and music events once a month. You've done 3 of them all.
Yeah, we've done 3. It's the second Tuesday of every month. It's called Wham, Wine, Art, and Music.
Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah, it is, but it's totally unplugged. There are no tracks.
No tracks.
So it's a little different. And the first event, of course, we had Joey Mallotti and
No lip syncing at all. No lip syncing.
None. And we had about 80 people at that one. And the second month was great. We just recently had Rita Lim, and we had about 55, 60 people in the gallery. The next month, second Tuesday of April, is going to be a huge show. We get Joey Mallotti on keys, Ann Martinez singing, and the great John Wiedemeyer on guitar.
Did you shout out to your wife yet?
I have not.
You
Shout
better do
out
that.
to the lovely Dorothy,
Gotta do that.
who runs all of this. All I do is draw.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
all I do.
Yeah.
Well, other stuff.
Now you do other things too.
I do other things, but it's been a tremendous success.
But she's the boss over there.
She is the boss over there, no question. And we're booked with entertainers right through the end of the year.
Well, that's great.
Everybody wants to do it. It's a great atmosphere. It's like singing in your living room. It's a
Let
lot
me
of
ask
fun.
you this.
Sure.
You're a great artist, an illustrator. You've been doing it 50 years.
Yeah.
Are we at 50 yet? Last time I talked to you
we're
was 48.
50 years professionally, but yeah.
Okay, 50 years, right?
Yep.
But I gotta think. I kind of think you would like to have a restaurant and,
Well,
and a
the
nightclub.
end, the end game, one of my dreams is to
I
open
know.
up Portnoy's of Las Vegas, which will rival Sardi's of New York, where I'll have a restaurant with all the
That's a-
caricatures.
That's a high bar, buddy.
Well, listen, if you don't shoot for the moon, you're never going to get
That's
there.
true.
And I want to have all the caricatures in the restaurant. Then we're going to have the art gallery, of course, with all the artwork. And then we're going to have an entertainment venue that'll be unplugged. So it'll be a one place that all of the great entertainers we have here in Las Vegas will want to play. And all of the 2.3 million people in Vegas will want to dine, view, and listen to the greatest entertainers in the world.
Invite everybody down to the place. Tell them where it is. Let's do that all over again. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah, Portnoy Gallery is at 1535 through 1537 West Oakey.
That's right. You got 2 suites now.
Yeah, we have 2 suites now. We're at 3,200 square feet. There's 587 images on the wall, all my artwork, and about 3,500 originals in all my flat files that I haven't framed or put up on walls, and they will be at the Portnoy's of Las Vegas when that dream does come true.
And everything is for sale.
Everything's for sale.
And we gotta say that.
I'm for sale.
It's
You buy me?
Are you?
Sure, why not?
How much? $200.
Yeah, well, starting price. We're gonna put it out to bid and see what we get. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably stay out the bid too.
You're treating him like a domain name. Huh?
Domain name, I know. Hey, Ron. You studied the music business, music and business at UCLA.
Yes.
LA City College. You've worked with Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, Smokey Robinson, The Temptations, Sammy Davis Jr., and my favorite, Wolfman Jack. Let me try it before you do it. Ready? Let me do Wolfman. My. You talking to the Wolfman. This is the Wolfman Jack on the radio. My.
That's it.
You got your clothes on? You got your clothes on? You wearing your clothes? Take your pants down. My. How's that?
Let me tell you, that's perfect.
Wolfman Jack.
And I got a good story for you.
Go ahead. Let me hear.
This agent says to us, we're only about, I'd say we'd be 19. And the agent comes to us, and you know how you were when you were 19. You didn't believe any agent because they had a reputation of always ripping you off, right? So he says, I want you to play. He said, I want to know what you guys do. And we had 4 songs. I Got a Bag of My Own, one by Chicago, and there was one by Sly and the Family Stone, and What You See Is What You Get. And he says, no, we want you to play at the LA Coliseum. So we just shook it off. We said, nah, forget it, you know. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, we need to record a record. Because at that time, remember Wolfman Jack was doing a Midnight Special as well. And he says, hey, look, I begged the guys to do a record. It would have cost $100, maybe free. We get to the stage, and the first thing Wolfman Jack says to the audience, I've been knowing these boys for 5 years. He had just met us that night, right? Great promoter. And he turned to me and he says, you boys got a record. And I looked at the band and I quit the next week. I quit.
My Wolfman Jack story is when I was on KFMB in San Diego. Wolfman was XERB, and the station was in San Diego, but the broadcast was from Mexico. So the license was to Mexico. He had 100,000 watts, which is not allowed in the United States.
Right.
Radio stations, AM stations can go 50,000. He had 100,000 watts at XERB down in Mexico, but the studios were in San Diego. Right. So I was on the radio too. He says, come on down and join me at the studio one time. I said, well, I'm not going to go to Mexico. No, I'm not in Mexico. I'm right down the street. So I went down the street and tried to do the show, but I didn't get a word in edgewise. He never mentioned my name. He just told me to sit in the corner and watch. And I thought I was going to have part of the show. That was my moment with Wolfman Jack. He told me to shut up and sit in the corner.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
He'll be next week.
He was.
He's on next week.
Yeah, he was one of the greatest promoters there was. We had a spot. We would have had a spot on the Midnight Special, and as you know, most of the groups went on to do the Midnight Special. But that was my. And I want to clarify something. Most of the people that you. I have performed with Stevie Wonder. Smokey I didn't, but Smokey became a friend of mine here in Las Vegas because the lady that owns the cruise place in the airports, the cruise shops, she saw me at a nightclub called Kiss. Remember the Kiss Club, which was on next to the Mediterranean restaurant on Sahara? Okay. It was Kiss nightclub. And she hired me to come to her house up in...
was it Botany's at one time? Was it Hamburger Mary's now?
Yeah, it was Botany's. It was Botany's at that time.
That's where the Kiss nightclub is. Now it's Hamburger Mary's.
Yeah, something different now.
Cafe Nicole.
What's that?
Yeah, Cafe Nicole.
Cafe Nicole. I hung out at
Cafe Nicole, yeah. And that's how...
Soon it's Ted's Taylor's. It's the best suits in town.
Tina Turner, yes. I did perform with Tina Turner because she was on the same bill. Not a very nice lady. I hate to say it, but she wasn't.
She seems to be nice on the interviews.
In interviews, but I guess not. That's how I actually met a lot of the people through other people. My best friend, I had 2 really best friends that gave me a lot of advice and actually helped me in the business, and that was Lou Rawls and Sammy Davis Jr.
Do people get you mixed up with Bubba Knight? Do they ask you if you're part of the Pips?
Yeah, they do. I ask
They
all
do.
the time.
You know, because
But
I invited him and you showed up.
You got to understand. You got to understand that
Just kidding.
my father was a guy who he's the knight, and we're all from the same area. But my family is so big, I never even met my father's brothers. Never once did I ever meet him. I met his sisters, but I never met his. But my father had this thing that he didn't hang around family too much because he said all they want to do is wait until you die. You die, and then they come around looking for what they get. Now, that was his philosophy because my father was born in Alabama, in Mobile, Alabama, and the way he grew up, as I understood it, the way he grew up, it wasn't selfish, but it was more out of survival what he did. So he moved to work at McDonnell Douglas in Washington. And from my eldest brothers, they tell me that it changed our whole lives because my mother didn't want to live in.
What changed your life was meeting Kimberly. That changed your life, right? In Australia.
Well,
No, Star Search changed his
Star
life.
Search changed.
Star
Yeah.
Search.
Because-
Tell us about it.
Well, I was a Star Search winner in 1986.
Oh, were you? And Lou was American Idol.
I didn't win, but yeah.
Yeah, I actually won it.
You
know,
won
but-
it?
Yeah, but
With
let me
that
tell you.
McMahon, huh?
Yeah, but you know, it's not what most people think it is because you can, as where I came into the show, I couldn't get off the show because you know it's where you come in. And so I wanted to lose.
You wanted to lose?
Yeah, I actually wanted to lose because you have to go home the next day, am I right? And you have to get the song that you got to do the next 2-3 days, yeah. And so I had won 9 times. And then they gave me this song by Phil Collins that I really hated. And I told my wife at the time, I said, look, you know, I really don't want to go back on the show. And they said, well, you can't get off because even if you lose, you're not getting off.
You've been doing it.
Yeah, and so, but I ended up winning $60,000 bucks. But the guy who really changed my life in this business was Vincent Price. Vincent Price.
The movie guy, Vincent Price?
Yeah,
The
Vincent
House of
Pri-
Wax?
Yeah, the House of Wax guy. He came into, I was a teller at the Beverly Hills Bank, Security Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in one day and he was listening to my voice. And I didn't know who it was, but I was looking down at his debit and credit. And I looked up and it was Vincent Price. And he said to me, you know, son, with a voice like yours, you shouldn't be any accounting other people's money.
You should be counting your own.
And I gave a 2-week notice and never looked back.
We're going to take a break right now. Thank you. That's a good story. We're going to take a break right now. We're going to come back and go around the room one more time. Everybody plug what they got to plug. Tom, you want to? I want to keep Lou in here now, but why don't you get over there, Tom, so when we come back and we can all share the 3 microphones that we have with 7 people.
Kissing and hugging.
We're going to take a break right now. Another great song, honey. This is for you. You belong to me. This is by the Duprees.
All right, I'll play. Public domain.
That's what my brother.
Yeah.
You know,
Public
with
domain.
Frankie Lyman and all.
Oh yeah.
Neil, we didn't lose one person. We got 7 watching right now.
That's good.
So that was it.
What year did Marco Toole, who was also a Star Search winner in the 80s?
Yeah, that was a year before me. That was a year before me. Yeah.
Okay, guys, when we come back, we're going to have about 6 minutes. Minus 2 for the close. We're going to have about 4 minutes. So what I'm going to do is touch base with everybody one more time. Say what you got to say. Do any shout outs if you want. Plug your place. Do anything you want. And we'll go around the room when we come back. Okay? This is a great show, you guys.
It is a great show.
Great show, guys.
This is the type of show people will listen to.
Well, this is a good one. This is a good one. Thank you all on Facebook Live for watching all this. This is a good show.
Yeah.
I've got a nicer movie camera.
50 seconds.
Kimberly, what day am
I want you to bring up
29.
20, okay.
drop in.
I'm gonna bring it.
Sterling
And
Brothers.
it's nice.
Bar, and you have
We'll just go to
Because it's already
Yes.
Done on purpose, they give you
and no matter what you do, I'm
Compared to
the original. So they know that you're going to do it.
Yeah, I heard about
They, someone that's done the range themselves, they sell it for $3 a download, so now you're they make extra money, but they've also
Yeah.
recorded it to
Well, the problem with that room, in my opinion, also, is you have the stage here, the receding faces this way, it doesn't face the
So I
stage.
did that. And I sang it with someone else. And it was, I forget how old I thought I knew
Hours and
that.
hours and hours, yeah. From Australia?
Even though I don't sound like anything else.
Rolling in March.
Yeah.
They shut everything down, and we got stuff to come
You're up close.
Up close and personal.
There is lots of
5 seconds.
I appreciate that. Because Kimberly's because she's the one that handles it. Yeah.
And we're back on the Las Vegas Rocks Radio Show, the final segment as we go around the room and talk to everybody one more time and find out what's happening in their lives, what's next, where the gigs are. All this great entertainment. We got Ron Knight, Gary Anthony, Neil Portnoy, Lou Gazzara, Tom Hillary. And you want to get on camera, Kim? No?
No, I'm filming.
Okay, we got Kimberly Knight here as well. And she doesn't want to get. How about you, Brian? You want to stick your head in there so everybody can see you back east? Say hello to your friends in low places. I mean, in Florida. Like, you gotta move a little further. There you go. Say hello, everybody. Hi, Brian. Hey, guys. Okay. Good. There's the crowd. Look at this mess right here.
Can we now call this Ron Knight in the Pips?
Hey! I would pronounce that differently.
Yeah, well, I tried. I'm from New England. My bad.
I have the word I can't use.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go around the room. Let's start with Gary. Gary, one more time, plug all your shows coming up.
Sure, yeah. I want to throw a shout out to our musicians there because they're the best in Vegas. Ned Mills, of course, is my musical director. Bob Sachs on bass. Adam.
You said Ned Mills, did you?
Ned Mills.
Ned Mills. And when he's not doing Carpenters, he works with you?
Oh, all the time.
He's a hell of a piano player.
I've been working with him for over 22 years.
Amazing talent.
Yeah, he is. Bob Sachs on bass.
Yes.
Drums, Adam Shandell.
Yes.
Trumpet, Bill King.
Oh.
Guitar, Stephen Lee.
Yeah.
Sax, Steve Johnson. And
the best.
Yeah, we got 7 of the top musicians there. And it's gonna be great.
It's worth just listening to the band along with your great music. But
yeah, I mean, it's a thrill just to have a live band without tracks. You know.
Also, again, on Saturday, June 11th, you're at the Sanders Winery, and you got a Salute to the Stars.
I'll be there like
coming
5
in
weeks.
September in a town that Shipshewana.
Yeah.
Shipshewana.
A lot of Vegas entertainers have performed there.
Where is that? Where's it near?
Gary, Indiana.
Okay, of course.
I want to go home.
You can drive. You can drive there.
You can drive there.
Look, you know, it's not the first time I've heard Shawana's name because you're right. A lot of the performers here in town play there.
We're going to get in trouble saying that. Ron.
Yes, sir.
Sterling Club. Give us a plug.
Yes, I'm actually going to be at the Sterling Club on the 29th of April, and I'll return again in May.
I'm gonna go. I want to visit my tab from 5 years
Okay,
ago.
yes, you can visit the tab.
I'm sure it's still
and
there.
Also, we got the big show coming up at the library. You know, people can reach us at entertainmentfirst.com. That's one word.
That's your company, isn't it?
Yes, entertainmentfirst.com. That's FIRST, not the one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a really, really big show, and it's going to help out a lot of entertainers inside Las Vegas. And probably our experience has been a lot of people sign up for it from out of town too as well.
It'll be a lot of fun.
So we'll have a lot of fun there. You'll be invited, of course.
Thank
and
you.
guys will be invited too.
That's right.
Love to have you there.
But we won't show up unless we get comps.
Of course. That's
We're
part of the
we're just
business,
like
right?
everybody else in the market.
I don't want to leave out Steve Meyer in trombone.
Oh, don't forget Steve.
And if you need to get a hold of me, go to majorep.com. You'll find that's my website.
Ron, and just before that, Kimberly is responsible for the pageant. She's going to be responsible for the pageant. I have the music side.
We got about a minute and a half, Neil.
Yeah, real quickly, everybody in Vegas sees the Portnoy, the caricatures. Go to portnoygallery.com. Everything is done with, illustrated with felt tip markers. You'll see sports, entertainment, and just about everything else in the world that I illustrate.
I want to wish you and Dorothy a terrific trip.
Thank you.
On the cruise. You're closing the store for a week?
Yep, for a week.
Okay.
Haven't done that in 6 years.
And filling in for you next week will be the talented Lou Gazzara. Hey, Lou, what's up?
Yes, next week I'll be right here, the
Right
Las
here.
Vegas Rocks radio show. Prior to that, on Thursdays at 4 p.m., you can check out Black Tie Vegas, where I host and also sing and have guests from time to time. From that to, if you'd like to buy the albums, again, Musical Love Affair and Christmas the Set, which goes towards charity, you can do all of that through my website, lougazzara.com, Gazzara. It's got everything there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, regular email, all the good stuff. You can reach me there and find out all the information at lougazzara.com.
How long in town before you go out again?
Till March 26th.
All right. Tom Hillary, the movie maker extraordinaire and executive producer of the Las Vegas Rocks Radio.
I love it the way you say that. That's cool. Okay, first thing, go to Tubi TV, watch Looks Can Kill. You already know that. But once you're done with that, go to the LasVegasRocksRadioshow.com. You can see and hear every show we've done. And if you scroll down a little bit, if you get past me and Ron Garrett, you're going to see a beautiful lady giving us a shout-out video named Priscilla Presley.
All right.
Very proud of that. Thank you, Priscilla.
Next week, Lou Gazzara, Susie Malone, Frankie Pace, and I'll come up with some more. Somebody will be calling in. Thank you, Ron Knight. Thank you,
so much.
Gary. Thank you, Neil. As always, a great job as my co-host. Thank you, Lou, for showing up and doing it again. And I'm glad you're back in town. Sorry to see you leaving so fast, though, you know. Oh, well. And thank you, Tom, Mr. Movies over there. And he's got some more new ones coming up.
Oh, yes.
So it's been a great day. Thank you all for listening to the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. Our mission is to promote, motivate, and support local entertainers in all things Vegas. People on this show do not have to be big stars. If you're up and coming and you're a rising star in Vegas, we'll give you a platform. If you're a big star, of course we'll give you a platform. Like these guys, they're all big stars. Certainly in my mind, and Las Vegas is mine. Thank you to the audience for making us the most watched live entertainment radio show in Las Vegas. And as always, a tip of the hat to Las Vegas Entertainment Ambassador, Mr. Tony Sacca. Tony said Las Vegas rocks. He was right. Las Vegas rocks. It always will. Thank you all for listening, and good night.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Everybody wave to Facebook.
Oh, it's right there, yeah. I gotta get off to a gig tonight.
Okay, yeah, no worries, buddy. Yeah, good up.
Can we take a group picture like we normally do?
I'm sorry.
Can we take a group picture out there
Yes,
before he leaves?
before you go, sit down. Ryan, everybody get in. This is the one we're gonna use.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We should be standing.
Everybody taking a picture?
Sit, stand, whatever you want to do.
Wearing shorts. AM 630 KMCQ Las Vegas. Locally owned and operated by Kemp Broadcasting and Digital Outdoor.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. Sweden's foreign minister is dismissing fresh warnings from Russia. The Nordic countries joining NATO would need to retaliate from Moscow. Foreign Minister Ann Linda says
Got it?
Russia has nothing to do
You send that one to me, Brian? Thank you, everybody. What a great show that was.
That's how it happened down there. You never know what's going to happen. You just have to go with the flow. That's our history.
Spent all day yesterday. Blake, thank you, Blake.
Thank you, Facebook Live viewers. I appreciate everybody being there. We love it. What a great show. And we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.